Hello Aries, it's Majori here from the Punk Priestess and welcome to your Tarotscope for May. So we're going to start out here with the main energy and then get into the spread. And I have here a mix of oracle, I have astrology decks, I have tarot decks. So as per usual, we're going to be mixing and matching for the message of the month. And we do have Venus in Aries right now, Jupiter's in Aries, and then on the 24th, we're going to have Mars finally go into Aries. So it's definitely like the energy is picking up, and I'm sure you can feel it. I can feel it being in Aries myself. So, you know, our season is coming again. We're having a resurgence because our season was very airy with a lot of Aquarius energy, but it was like kind of Pisces. So it was weird. It was a weird vibe, but we're going to get it back. Okay. So what I have here, I have the Four of Wands reversed, and then I have fire as a clarifier for this energy. So, you know, Four of Wands, it is really thinking about how you want to put your energy forward. And, you know, it's, if you think about this campfire here, it's like, who do you want around your campfire? And with this reversal, you might be realizing the truth about some people. You might be like, I don't really want these people around the campfire anymore. It's like, they're not, you know, bringing s'mores, they're not bringing graham crackers, they're not bringing any contribution to the fire. There's no, you know, scary stories. It's just like, you're realizing that, you know, the people that you thought were part of your community, or you wanted in your community, or wanted to be a part of their community, it's not your people anymore. Like, you're feeling misaligned with a lot of these energies, and so you've kind of been going through a purging process and cutting out friendships accordingly, or putting boundaries against certain friendships in different ways, or just people, relationships in general. And it's because you have so much energy, but you want to make sure that it's being reciprocal, because that's the thing with Aries, like being the leaders. It's like so many people you know, use us as an example. They want to be around that fiery Aries unfuck with about energy, but at the expense of that is sometimes we get a lot of people, a lot of followers on our path who kind of do a disservice to us and just take from our fire. But when it's time for us to be warm, they won't like have us sit at their fire. They won't keep us warm. So we have to make sure that we keep ourselves warm first, and then use that as an example. And a lot of boundaries come through with that. It's just like not being the leader sometimes, not helping, you know, people, or like the underdog sometimes, because most of the time a lot of people don't know how to consciously or ethically reciprocate that energy for when you need a moment of help, or you need support. So it is just like, you might have to leave some people cold, and that can be restricting them in certain ways, putting up boundaries, or just like saying firmly, like, we're done, this relationship is over, you've taken too much of me. And there's that phrase like, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, you know, or fool me once, shame on me, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Oh my God, I totally butchered that. I'm so sorry. But you know what I'm trying to say. And it is just like, are you going to keep putting up with these people taking advantage of you? Like, yes or no? And it's like time to put out the fire. For some folks, they're going to have to be cold, and they're going to have to fend for themselves to learn how to make their own fire, because you can no longer do it for them. And it's sad. It's, you know, it's not really the funnest energy to navigate, or the realizations that come to that, you know, people you thought were your friends actually were just using you for, you know, other surface level reasons, or were taking advantage of you for some ways. And it happens a lot for Aries. And it's just like, you got to be the one to be like, no, go find yourself, go find your own way. I can't be the answer to your problems, or to, you know, your way of life. So what I have here is the Nine of Wands reversed. I have the Page of Wands upright, and then I have Temperance reversed. So there is kind of a battle going on, and, you know, the battle is external, but it's also a disruption of peace coming through. And I think really once Mars goes into Aries, you're going to see definitely, you know, more movement, feeling more ballsy. But as of right now, Jupiter just went into Aries, so it's like shaking out that energy. But we still have Mars in Pisces until the 24th. So it's like this slow movement. It's like you want to just take off, but you can't because your ruling planet is underwater right now. It's just not doing anything for you. It's not of service right now. Out of order. So the Knight of Wands is like really thinking about, okay, you know, let's regroup, let's re-strategize our plan of action, because apparently what's going on is not being purposeful. So the Page of Wands is like, well, there's so many new ideas and there's so much to do. Let's just go after it all. And Temperance here is like, let's look at the duality. It's like you can't do everything, but you also have to make sure that you're being supported. But by who? And that's kind of the quest, especially of Jupiter now in Aries, is to find those new relationships, is to find those new people who mirror you, who actually, you know, benefit you and support you. They're not just stealing your heat, your fire to use as their own. So it's definitely with Temperance here, reclaiming your peace and coming home to yourself. And it might be like taking back what is yours, literally, from people. And that is what this Mars and Aries energy is going to really move. But first, Mercury is going to show you this is what you need to reclaim. This is what you need to take back. This is how you take back your power. So the Knight of Wands here is definitely, there's still work to do. And the Page of Wands here, like you're ready to do the work, but you have to first figure out what is it that you want to put your time and energy towards, and what's going to make the most sense for you at this time, and how to move forward. And at what cost? You know, you don't want this to cost your peace. You don't want these people and these, you know, insignificant things in the scheme of things disrupt your peace. Pulling some oracle cards here. Okay, so what I have here is 6, so 6 ball. I have the wound and the gift, and then I have here know thyself. So this really is coming into that first house energy of Aries, and we're having that resurgence of Aries season and getting to know yourself in new ways. And sometimes, you know, that truth can be a little bit unpeaceful. It can be a little unsettling, but that's where shadow work begins, is trying to really authentically know yourself and not shying away from that challenge. And we have 6 ball because 6 is a number of harmony, and making sure if there's harmony in your life. And again, you know, at what expense? Are you going to have these people or these circumstances disrupt your peace? Is it really that deep? Is it really that serious? They're going to fall on their ass in their own ways. And, you know, they're not going to be able to continuously steal your fire, especially if they can try to take the ashes and try to make heat from that, but they're still never going to be able to do it the way that you do it. And the wound and the gift is really knowing that this wound is going to be the gift. It is going to help you move forward. It's going to have you be smarter. It's going to have you tell your story to help other people who are going through certain situations or who have been through certain situations like you. So, like, in time, you will know yourself enough to the point where you won't allow these type of relationships or people to come into your life and to disrupt your peace, or to take and steal and not give anything back. Because you don't need to mirror anyone. You have all the originality in the world, but 90% of people don't, you know? So you really have to separate yourself from that energy, from people who just want to take and keep you around to take, instead of people who actually want to help and benefit you. Because you have to think about, it's like, you know, how often do people help you and how often do you help other people? And most likely you do more helping of other people than you get that back in return. So it is thinking about the reciprocal relationships or connections in your life, and moving away from relationships that are not helpful, are not giving you anything anymore. Okay, so I'm pulling some cards here. Okay, so what I have here is the 10th house of profession, status, Capricorn energy. I have the 8th house, So Scorpio energy. And then I have here Saturday. So day of the week. So let's start with the profession here. And this is really talking about, you know, reputation, talking about status, and yeah, changes to that. You know, changes how people see you, changes how you see yourself. And who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? What, like, how do you want to call yourself? Who are you? Know thyself. And maybe you are wanting to quite literally change professions, or, you know, work stuff has been on your mind, or this has been hitting your work sector. We also have the 8th house. So this is divination. This is like letting go and releasing other people's money, taxes. And, you know, with the 8th house energy, you have to let go of a lot of these friendships and people because they're not doing you anything. And it's just time to leave them behind and restrict and block them in ways that, you know, will, you know, it's going to benefit them because they're going to have to stand on their own, but they can no longer keep taking and stealing from you. Like, you have your own vision, you have your own way of doing things. And with the 8th house, it is cleaning up things that are underneath the surface, seeing those things for what they are. And there's a pattern here because we go from the 8th house to this energy of Sagittarius to the 9th house, and then we go to the 10th house of profession. So there, we pretty much have to let go, release, move forward, unattach ourselves to things that are not serving us, people, places, jobs, whatever. And then we have the spiritual quest, the spiritual journey to discover and to see what else is there for us. And then we fall into that. We make home of it. We solidify it. We make it successful. We make it make sense. And Saturday is maybe the day where you can really think about, like, this is a day for me. This is a day where I let go. This is a day where I don't associate with this type of energy. This is a day that you call back your own energy and you call back this relationship of knowing yourself. You call back a sense of harmony and balance in your life. And know that the wounds turn into gifts. And thinking about all the gifts that you have right now, thinking about all of the adversity that you've gone through in your life and how you were able to make it successful for you, how you were able to turn that wound into a gift. And what I have here is the 8 of Swords reversed. So this is a great energy to really show that you've done the work of releasing, of letting go of mental trappings. And a lot of things that, you know, used to concern you just don't concern you anymore because you just really put boundaries against that energy or just completely removed it from your life. So now you have a clear mind to go on this new journey, to go on this new quest, to live this Page of Wands energy with Jupiter and Aries, full energy of releasing, of jumping off the cliff and experimenting and seeing what else is there. And that is what the 8 of Swords reversed. And it was saying, it's like you no longer have these people trapping you. You no longer have this delusional energy that was being brought in by Pisces trapping you. Like, you can see clearly now. The rain is gone. The storm is gone. Whatever that song, like, those lyrics are. You know, it's like you can see clearly now, and you no longer have to worry about other people. It's like just thinking about in the past, you know, couple years, since like the beginning of 2022, how much energy you cut out of your life. Boundaries that you put up against of certain people, what things you no longer have to put energy towards, and never having to go back to that spot again. Like, your mind is healing itself, your brain is healing itself with this energy. So in the process, you can now create something new because you're not burdened by certain people, by certain beliefs, by certain things. And it's a blessing, really. So enjoy your Saturdays, enjoy creation, enjoy knowing yourself, and know that you will be successful as this new elevated version of you. And cut accordingly, put boundaries up accordingly from certain energy, and don't let people have access to you who are not worthy. So that is the reading, Aries. Thank you so much, and I will see you next month. Also, if you want a personal reading with me, I'm open for May and June, currently booking for those months, and I have a bunch of new astrology services I just added to my site, so definitely check those out, and I will see you soon.